I'm Jay Thomas, and welcome to Rides.
Sponsored by OK Tire, this show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners.
From beautiful, sunny Florida, we're kind of farther down south. We are down in Melbourne, Florida, kind of down I believe by the Cocoa Beach, Palm Bay area. I've had people reach out to me, actually some good friends of mine reached out to me and said, Jay, you've got to go check out the American Muscle Car Museum down in Melbourne, Florida. I'm like, okay, well, we'll make some calls, see if we can get in here. So we got the green light. Just pulling up on this place, it is absolutely mind-boggling how big this place is. So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna meet Ed. He's the curator, the operations manager of the American Muscle Car Museum. All right, let's see if we can find Ed. Ed?
Jay.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Great to see you. Welcome to Florida.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, wow. So how did this get started?
This is from the founder and owner, Mark Pylock.
Okay.
Had the dream to have the American Muscle Car Museum to share his passion, to in a sense entice and enhance the younger generation of what the automobile meant to all of us. Let's come on inside.
Come on, let's
show you
go
what we
take a
got.
look, man. Let's get in some air-conditioned comfort.
Come on in the front showroom.
Oh, man, dude. Really?
As you can see, this would be the front showroom, and in a sense, we got a few cars in here, a few Ford GTs.
Now, when you hear the word GT40, you're fortunate if you can have one, because a GT40 is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
How does somebody amass this many GTs?
You know, he has done very well. He knows what to look for, and as you can see, we have the largest Ford GT collection in the world, and that's per Ford Motor Company. Right now, we currently have 25 with 2 more off-site for a total of 27.
You have 27 of these here.
Correct.
What years spanning from
They
what?
span from 1966, one of the prototypes you have on the front turntable.
That's the real deal prototype.
That is one of the real deal Allen Man Edition cars. They made 2 of those cars. One is left in existence, and that is that car. So we feel very fortunate to have that car. As you can see, that's the centerpiece of our Ford GT collection.
Yeah, I'd have that on a turntable too. So now going back, it spans all the way to what?
In a sense, we go to the modern era of the Ford GTs. As you can see, we come over to the corner. We have the Allen Man Edition 2022 Ford GT. And those are they call them a Heritage Edition. And what I mean by that is they go back to the original color schemes.
Yep.
That one there is actually one of the continuation cars. They built 10 of them. That is number 8.
Oh, let's go. I have no words, Ed. It's crazy.
The size of these, the 1966, I mean, they were tight, well made. Not like the modern ones, there's a little bit of room and creature comforts. These were made to race, and this is one of the continuation cars. Well, we're gonna go over and we're gonna take a look at that real car up close, and it'll show you just how, authentic and what it looked like back then.
The one on the turntable?
That is correct. We'll come over here.
How many people get to do that? We are gonna get up close and personal with a prototype.
27, going all the way back to the actual prototype GT40. Now, did you see the movie of Ford versus Ferrari? Well, that's the car that's here. I got to sit in that car.
As you can see, this is, just tap on that. I mean, there is next to nothing to it.
Nothing. That is like thin.
That is very thin. And here again, let's see how you do fitting in that car.
Oh, you're gonna do this to me.
And then see if you can fit in there.
Oh my, I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
Oh man. How many people get to say they got to sit in this?
This is Mark's private collection. He's amassed this collection over the years.
This would be the first generation. In a sense, the 05, 06 would be the second generation.
So the 2005?
This would be a 2005. There's not much difference between an 05 and an 06.
You can't just go out and buy one of these. Do you have to be approved?
There was an application process to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. And even on the new ones, once you purchase it, you need to retain ownership for 2 years.
Oh, this is a cakewalk. I got leg room. And I got headroom.
And being as how you got to sit in the Allen Man car of 1966, how about the Allen Man car of 2022?
Oh, look at that going. Okay, let's see how we do this. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is, I mean, that one was actually pretty comfortable, but this one is like, I almost want to say luxurious.
Yeah, and it's personal preference. Some like the second gen more than this as far as just sitting in it, but this is an incredible car.
This is, I mean, it's like you're in a cockpit. Just the steering wheel alone, look at all the damn knobs and levers. Unreal, unbelievable. Man. Now this one seems a little bit harder to get out than the other one.
Now, I didn't tell you that all three of these cars come with a visit to your local chiropractor.
Yeah, I see that, or I feel that now. Oh, man. Wow.
This is the main showroom.
You gotta be kidding me. I gotta catch my breath.
I got something special for you today.
You're
gonna come this way, we're gonna put you in a special Shelby, and let's take this thing for a ride.
I get to drive this?
You get to drive
You
this.
are the man. This is awesome. 68, right?
1968 GT500 KR, King of the Road,
King of the road.
done in Royal Maroon.
What?
Let's go ahead and take her out.
Wow. You know what's really cool? I'm driving this beautiful 68 Shelby. I look over there and there's Shelby American.
Yeah.
How about that?
This is one of the prototypes. They made 12 of the prototypes in 1965, Carroll Shelby did, and this is one of these cars.
This is the act. Wow.
This is one of them. 1966 Shelby. This is a true 427 Roadster.
The real deal.
They have the Cobra that Carroll Shelby built for his son.
This was purchased as a high school graduation present. He did not check with his dad when he traded it off 2 years later for $1,500 towards a 1968 Corvette.
And Carroll didn't know about it, was pissed.
This is a Shelby Series 1, and this would have been the only car that Carroll Shelby or Shelby America had built that he started with his own car. He didn't modify a Ford, didn't modify a Dodge. This was his own creation from the ground up. They didn't make a whole lot of these. There was less than 250 of these.
It is amazing how Mark finds these cars.
It is.
Wow.
And this is, you know, this adds to, in a sense, the story of Carroll Shelby, and plus the story of the American Muscle Car Museum, you know, displaying the Shelby models that Mark has. As we come in here, this is the main showroom. We're 500 feet east to west, 180 feet north to south, and 32 feet ceiling height in it.
Oh, come on, dude. Holy smokes. You gotta be kidding me. How many cars?
412 currently.
Well, I gotta catch my breath. This is unbelievable.
Even if you're not a car person, it's just jaw-dropping to walk in.
And these are all Mark's cars.
These are Mark's cars, yes.
How long has he been collecting for?
He has been collecting over 40 years.
You can't wrap your head around this place. Not to mention the rows and rows of Porsches.
You can see the modern day Speedster and the number 57 here. You can see a 1988.
That is a beautiful color.
This was actually special ordered by the Sultan of Kuwait.
This was?
This was here.
Okay. A Porsche limo?
Porsche limo, 1953, 356 limousine. This was not made by
Okay.
Porsche. This was made by a Porsche enthusiast.
Okay.
And in this, in a sense, they had made it for their daughter's wedding. Great build, great looking car. Unfortunately, it's horribly underpowered. So when it was come to the front of the church, the groomsmen ended up pushing it behind the church.
No.
It can't get out of its own way. And then here's some of the, in a sense, we got a C1, 1954 Corvette. We didn't have any door handles. We didn't have any door locks. Let's try sliding your long legs in that one and see how
Yeah.
bad they hit the steering wheel.
I'm guessing, oh, this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're adorable.
We'll get the engine puller, get you out of there.
Oh, yeah, do that.
This particular car here is a early 54, and what I mean by that is it would have the single air cleaners on the 3 carburetors, and this would also have the shorter
Look at
exhaust
that.
stations. But this would be a 150 horse 6-cylinder. You look at the Jaguar XK120s at the time and the European cars, it was right in line with all that stuff.
Yeah, he kept up.
And in a sense, this is where the Corvette all started.
Yeah, this is it.
So many Yanko Camaros, Yenko Chevelles, Yenko Corvair.
I've only seen one other Yenko Corvair.
This here would be a Stage 3 or one of the race versions of it.
Yep.
So this one, in a sense, is the beginning, or what started it all from where people started to know him more and more. And then next to it, we have the first converted Yenko Camaro that Don had done.
You know, you'll notice, folks, each year the hoods were different. He came up
Hoods were different.
hood. Yep.
That's correct. 68 had its own unique one.
Yep. And I believe those were Pontiac rims?
Pontiac rims.
The Yenko collection alone in here is probably, it's got to be, what, $20 million?
All the cars here have a full photo set on them. Have copies of all the documentation as far as restoration receipts or anything like that.
If you got documentation, keep every single receipt. Keep
Yeah.
it all.
The Fords you see down here, we'll have the Marty report
Marty
with them.
reports.
And you look on the dash, we have a lot of the copies of maybe a build sheet or a bill of sale or something like that.
We're not talking about Tony's collection of, 20 cars or something in a pole barn. We're talking these are some of the rarest and most expensive cars on the planet.
You know, and you have to do it at a high level.
Yeah.
So I hear you are like the man back here. What's it take to get to this 1,000-point spec?
Minimum of about 800 hours.
Oh.
Thanks for having us down here. I know you opened this up for us. Words don't explain as pictures don't do it justice.
No, pictures don't do us justice. And the founder and the owner of the American Muscle Car Museum, Mark Pylock, I mean, his vision to, in a sense, share the automobile, incorporate the young people, show them about it, the school tours we love doing, and kind of the four main things we do here at the museum I'm going to touch on very briefly here. First and main thing we do is fundraising for local charities. We try to do 8 to 12 main fundraiser a year. We provide the food for them, we provide the waters and drinks, and we provide the venue at no charge.
Wow.
Second thing we do is automotive related. It can be a large car show. It can be an autocross for some of the local clubs on the grounds here. We do have 42 acres and about 1.5 miles of, you've seen it, it's all concrete area
It's
here.
beautiful, man.
Third thing would be educational tours from kids first grade all the way to college age. In a sense, we'll bring them through, we'll talk about the cars for a couple hours, take them to the maintenance shop, take them to solar panels.
How many of those kids down the road remember that, and it gets them into the field, into the hobby, into the sport, and keeps it moving forward generation after generation?
17 kids, and all of a sudden we got 35 dads.
I bet you do. Yeah, dads, grandpas, moms. Hey, I got to come along for that one.
One of Jeff Bodine's NASCAR.
This is really his? This is really Bodine's?
Yes, we can drive this outside, let the kids sit in it. They're not going to hurt it.
Oh, they must love that.
Every once in a while hear it run. So that's something neat to be a part of it.
What are the kids like when they come in here and see this?
Most of them are surprised.
No.
I mean, they've never been around something like this before. Then we come to the 57s. The colors were stunning back then. We got a Harbor Blue, got a Matador Red, Tahoe Turquoise, Colonial Cream.
Of all of them, the turquoise.
The turquoise?
Love the turquoise.
The people that grew up with them, they're starting to age on and get out
They are.
up there a little bit more.
The 57 Chevys is beautiful, and I think they're one of the most, if not the most beautiful American car ever made. Even if you're not a car person, when you see a 57 Chevy, that's
You know what it
57
is.
Chevy.
When we have kids tours, we love to show, hey, here's a 1967, here's a 2021 Corvette.
Look what's happened over the years.
Yeah, look at the tires, look at the headlights, look at the slope of the windshield, look at the rear view mirror. In a sense, you can see the smiles just start. And it's neat just to see that part. And then we also, whether it's Mark or myself talking to him, we also say, hey, the trades are a very viable source anymore of employment.
Yeah.
They are needed and they are becoming more and more respected out of the field, and they make a damn good living. That's something we try to share with the kids. I mean, this opportunity is there for more than just automotive, but there's so much out there if you're willing to work.
Okay. Wow, this has got to be the cleanest shop I've ever seen.
This is something we take a lot of pride in it. There's 2 of us full-time mechanics in here that take care of the collection. Myself, the other person is Ryan. Ryan's incredible as far as his knowledge. 20 years with NASCAR with Dale Earnhardt.
Ryan?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Hey, man, nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah.
So I hear you are like the man back here, make sure all these beautiful cars keep rolling and keep running. And
Yeah, it takes a lot, for sure.
how did you get this gig, man? What's your background?
Well, my background is Mostly NASCAR racing. I spent 20 years in NASCAR, and I was probably 20 years old, and I was hired by Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
20 years with Dale Earnhardt.
20 years with Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Also worked with Michael Waltrip, worked with Toyota Racing.
It's 68 GT500. It was actually Colonel Littlejohn's car out of California, which he was a Navy commander for Top Gun. He started Top Gun.
Wow.
What we did is we upgraded it and make it more perfect with exact duplication of how it was made.
So she is 100% stock, period correct, everything on this car.
Yeah.
It looks like it should be sitting in the showroom in 1968.
Yeah. When someone looks at it and says, well, I want to know what they had on this car, you can actually look at it, experience it, and see it in person.
Wow, what the hell?
Kind of be careful here, but you can see here we got the correct overspray. Drive shaft is completely rebuilt, just like it was with the insignia of these three colors.
Do you know what that meant?
The three colors were a combination of the engine, transmission, and that signified what the motor was. As they're sitting on the rack, they'd sit there and pick out each drive shaft.
This is where it would have sat on the rack.
Yeah. So when it went down the assembly line, it was sat here and there wouldn't have been any paint here. So we actually went back and found the correct seam sealer and everything. Everything has been completely taken apart, restored, and put back together.
How many cars have you done to this caliber?
I would say probably about 15 cars, I would say, altogether, that I've done to 1,000-point.
But on a ballpark average, what's it take to get to this 1,000-point spec?
Anywhere from minimum of about 800 hours of labor.
Oh, and if this thing is to be shown, that's what judges are looking for, and you'll lose points. I mean, they know what to look for.
Oh, yeah.
I'm impressed, man.
Thank you,
are
man.
a rock star, Ryan.
Thanks.
Thanks for sharing this with us, brother.
Not a problem.
Wow. This, Ed, has been an absolute pleasure. Something we get to see a lot of cool stuff, but this is something I will never forget. Just to be able to come in here and you taking the day and just to open this place up and let us come here, hang out, walk and talk and BS. This has been just an outstanding experience being out here, getting to talk to you, meeting your crew that you have. I mean, you got a great group of guys out here.
You know, Mark has done an amazing job about putting a super strong, super passionate group of people together.
Yep.
The fourth thing that I didn't touch on is we do thank you events.
Okay.
It may be for firefighters. It may be for police
nice.
or
First
911
responders.
first responders. And our biggest event that we really are proud to do is Mark provides a free open house day for veterans and their families on the Veterans Day weekend to thank them for, the liberties we have.
Yeah.
And let them come in here and, sometimes we get some World War II vets in there. They're getting up there in age, but it puts tears in your eyes to have them come in here.
Mark is just a nice man. He's a guy that's made it and he's willing to share it.
He's willing to share it. He's very, very generous, and he's a self-made person. I mean, in a sense, when I come in, he's at his office on Sundays working.
Yeah.
He's not here today because he's working. I mean, this is something incredible. This is something very unique, but it's also something we give back. This was donated to us for our breast cancer awareness fundraiser, or the very first fundraiser we had.
Did you take it out?
It'll do about 2 miles an hour.
What did Mark do to become so successful in life?
A couple of things.
Other than have a great attitude and a good work ethic.
I mean, he started out from a family that believed in you pay cash for everything. In a sense, you save for a rainy day.
Yep.
I mean, he strives to even instill this in us. We're preserving history. We're sharing history for future generations here.
You are. You really are. And this is a big part of American history. American history isn't just wars and, this and that. I mean, the automobile is a huge part of that. Let me ask you this. Why did he pick American Muscle Car Museum?
It's American. That's the biggest thing. We're all very passionate. He's very patriotic. He believes in his country. He grew up in a blue-collar family. You know, he worked his tail off to be here. But think of your life, or think of a lot of things if we didn't have an automobile.
That's right.
You know, how different would everything be?
I was told that Mark has such love for the community and the people that go out there and keep us safe every day. Somebody told me that when the storms are going on down here, everybody that had to work the storms, he opened this place up.
We could have 1,200 people on site. They would stage trucks. They would stage, in a sense, consumables that they would need. And in the grass area, which we call the 12 acres, they would actually put up a food tent. So they would feed all these people coming in and out. And Jay, what would be a muscle car if you didn't sit here and just hit the gas to the floor once and see what happens?
Oh, I gotta do it.
Don't be shy.
Oh, brother, right here. Oh, man. Wow.
You can't duplicate that feeling.
You can't. You can't. The sound, even the smell, and knowing you're doing it in just one rare American muscle car. Wow. Oh, man. For most people, that, my friend, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The American Muscle Car Museum down here in Melbourne, Florida. The place is gorgeous. And again, to you, the staff, and I wish I could have met him, Mark. I know he's a busy guy. I got to shake your hand again. Thank you for sharing this on Rides and being on Rides.
Hey, if you have a cool story that involves a car, a motorcycle, a boat, heck, anything with an engine, we want to hear about it. Just go to rideswithjthomas.tv, send us a picture with your story, and your ride can be featured on the show. Be sure to visit our YouTube page for full episodes and exclusive content. From everyone here at Rides, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Jay Thomas, and welcome back to Rides, coming to you live from the We do get 3, 2, 1 live. What the hell is that shit? Well, I think sounds nice.
Take 2.
More from the American car. See what the pizza did? I'm delirious now.